Dr. Sarala. Welcome to Millet Magic.
As a kid, when I was in America, I remember to have loved Mexican cuisine. But I never really found the authentic flavors here in India in the limited number of places where I did venture to try it. But during my recent visit to America, my taste buds were reignited, and the best part is it was so simple to recreate these Mexican dishes using millets. And a special thanks to Swarna Chapdi for showing us how. So here we are today presenting the millet burrito bowl, a complete and fulfilling meal. So let's quickly dive into the simplicity and richness of Mexican flavors beautifully blended with the goodness of millets. The burrito bowl is made of several components, each of which add a different texture and a different punch of flavor to the bowl. And we are going to be making all these components from scratch. Though it may appear to be tedious, trust me, it's totally worth it. Individually, each of these components are very easy to make. The best part is these individual components can be prepared beforehand and stored in the fridge, and they can be reused in other Mexican dishes as well. The base of our millet burrito bowl is going to be millet cilantro rice. Salsa, which is similar to our Indian chutneys, is the hero of any Mexican dish. The protein element of this dish comes from the black beans. Traditionally, either black beans or pinto beans are used in Mexican cooking. If you do not find these, you can replace it with rajma, and this will give an Indian touch to the dish. For the fajita vegetables, we are going to be using capsicum and onion. Corn is an essential ingredient in Mexican cooking, and today we are going to use it to make a salad along with raw mango. Traditionally, sour cream, which is made from milk fat, is used in this dish, but here we are replacing it with hung curd, which is a much healthier option to give a creamy texture to this dish. Mexican cuisine uses many kinds of chilies, jalapenos being amongst them. Since fresh jalapenos were not available in Mysore, I have used the fat green chilies which we usually use to make mirchi bhaji. And the final component of the millet burrito bowl is the guacamole, which is made from avocados. So let's begin by making the fajita vegetables. To make this, we require thin long slices of capsicum. Today only the green variety were available, but if you can get a hand on them, you can use the yellow and the red varieties as well. You also need thin long slices of onion, a pinch of oregano, and a little bit of salt. And yes, we need cooking oil. Today I'm going to be using safflower oil, which has been extracted in bull-driven ghanis. So let's begin by heating up 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil in a pan. Once the oil is hot, add in the bell peppers and saute for a minute. Then add in the sliced onions and saute for another minute. Season with a little salt and a pinch of oregano, and the fajita vegetables are ready. And now for the corn salad, I am using the desi variety of corn which I have boiled on the cob. I am also using half of a raw mango which I have cut into small pieces. You'll need about half a teaspoon of red chili powder for the spice. Another ingredient which defines the taste of Mexican cuisine is cumin powder. For this, I have roasted 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds and then allowed it to cool down completely before making it into a fine powder. We're going to be using this in the salad, in the salsa, and for making the beans as well. And for the salad too, we require salt to taste. And now we need to just mix all these ingredients together for the salad. Into the bowl go the corn kernels, which are separated from the cob, and the finely chopped mango. A pinch of chili powder, a pinch or two of cumin powder, and salt to taste. A good mix and the salad is ready. For this dish, I'm using plain hung curd without any additions into it. If you're wondering what exactly this hung curd is, you can check out our video on Millet Magic on how to make hung curd at home and how to make a dip using it. Canned jalapenos are usually pickled in vinegar. To produce a similar effect, I'm going to be soaking the rings of the chilies in lime juice. The lime juice will reduce the heat of the chilies, enabling us to eat them easily, and the chilies will impart a little bit of spice to the lemon juice, which we can make use of in our dishes. Moving on to how to prepare the Mexican black beans. You can use the same recipe even if you're using pinto beans or rajma. The first step would be to soak half a cup of the beans overnight and to throw away the water used for soaking the beans, which would contain phytic acid, which prevents absorption of nutrients in your gut. The other ingredients which we'll use to flavor the beans are 1/4 of a cut onion, a few pods of garlic, a bay leaf, red chili powder, cumin powder, and salt. Though it seems quick and convenient to pressure cook the beans, a better way and the traditional way to prepare the beans is to slowly cook them in an open pot. So in a thick bottomed steel vessel, bring about 4 cups of water to a boil and then add in the half cup of soaked black beans. After about 45 minutes of simmering, the beans are half done. At this stage, I'm going to add in the other ingredients to impart flavor to the beans. So in goes the bay leaf, 1/4 of an onion, a few cloves of garlic, salt to taste, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. We're going to allow the beans to simmer again and absorb all the flavors for another 45 minutes. At any stage, if you feel that it is drying up, you can add more water. After about 1.5 hours, the beans are fully cooked. Now I'm going to remove the bay leaf and the onion since they have completed their role of adding their flavor. Now I'm going to use a masher to slightly mash the beans. We're not going to fully mash all the beans into a paste. We're only trying to crush a few. This helps to bring out a little bit of stickiness. Add a final half cup of water and allow to simmer for a final 5 minutes and the beans are ready. Moving on to make the salsa. The main ingredient are ripe red tomatoes. You will need 4 to 5 of them. Make sure that you're not using the tomatoes which are too sour. For the spice, we're going to be using ripe red chilies, and we need a few onions, a few pods of garlic, and a lot of coriander. There are many ways in which you can make the salsa. Personally, I love the smoky flavor of the salsa made using charred onions and chilies. Salsa can even be made using all the ingredients raw. But I have chosen to share this specific recipe of salsa because by slightly cooking the ingredients, you can store the salsa for a longer duration. So into a mixer jar go the onions, the pods of garlic and the red chilies. Use the pulse mode 2 to 3 times to coarsely grind the ingredients. Now in a pan, heat 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil and add in the coarsely ground ingredients. Saute for a minute. Then add in the puree of the ripe tomatoes. Mix in the tomato puree and then on a low flame allow to simmer for a good 5 to 8 minutes until all the moisture evaporates. You can see that the quantity has almost reduced to half. At this stage, add in 2 teaspoons of cumin powder. Switch off the flame. I'm also adding in finely chopped pieces of half of an onion just to add crunch to the salsa. Also add in a lot of coriander. Remember that in Indian cooking, we usually use coriander as a garnish, but in Mexican cooking, cilantro or coriander is used to add flavor to the dish. So we'll need to use more quantity of coriander than we usually do. Add salt to taste and mix everything together. Optionally, you can add a teaspoon or 2 of lemon juice to add additional zing to the salsa. You can also add 1/4 teaspoon of pan jaggery powder to balance the sourness. And now for the cilantro rice. As usual, before cooking millet rice, it is essential to soak the millet well for about 6 to 8 hours. Today I've used little millet, but you can use any of the 5 positive millets. To make the rice, you'll also need 2 to 3 pods of garlic finely chopped, a big fistful of coriander, again finely chopped, and 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. We'll be using the lemon juice used to soak the green chilies. After the soaking time, cook the millet rice. I have used the steaming method to cook the millet rice. It's the best way to prepare fluffy and soft millet rice. If you're still making millet rice which is mushy and sticky, you must watch our video on the best way to prepare millet rice using the traditional steaming method. The link is in the description box below. Now in a pan, heat about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. And once the oil is hot, add in the finely chopped garlic and saute for a minute. Next, add in a bowl of cooked millet rice and salt to taste. Give it a nice mix and then add in finely chopped coriander. Switch off the flame and once it has slightly cooled down, drizzle with 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. The base of our millet burrito bowl is ready, the millet cilantro rice. The last and final component of our burrito bowl, the guacamole. I've kept this element of the bowl for the end since the avocado has a tendency to turn black and get oxidized, and guacamole always tastes the best when it's fresh. A quick look at the ingredients for the guacamole. The base of the dish is of course the avocado, which needs to be ripe. Avocados as such are bland and don't have a taste of their own. However, they have a very smooth and creamy texture when made into a paste. And to this, we can add any flavor of our choice. For today's dish, we'll add finely chopped chilies for spice, finely chopped onions for the crunch, finely chopped coriander, and a spoon of lime juice for their flavor. So scoop out all the flesh from an avocado. A small tip to prevent the avocado from turning black. Keep the seed in contact with the pulp. Now into a mortar goes the scooped out avocado and pound it into a smooth paste. And for the flavoring, half of an onion finely chopped, a few pieces of finely chopped chilies, 2 teaspoons of lime juice to prevent blackening, salt to taste, and a fistful of coriander. Give it a nice mix and tasty guacamole is ready. Now that all the components are ready, it's time for plating. Spread out a layer of the millet cilantro rice as the base of the bowl. Then add scoopfuls of all the other components to make your very own healthy and tasty Mexican millet burrito bowl. There's no right way or wrong way here. Just go with the flow. The year 2023, also called the International Year of Millets, ensured that millets crossed the borders. As awareness about the health benefits of millets spreads worldwide, it becomes important to explore different cuisines incorporating these versatile grains. By doing so, we can create the healthiest versions of local dishes to cater to everyone's taste buds. This is one such dish which I personally love, and I'm sure you will too. So do try it out while we bring you many more such healthy and tasty millet recipes from different parts of the country and the world. Until next time, happy cooking!